It's getting very difficult for seniors who are receiving Social Security income to make ends meet because of the cost of living crisis, inflation, what have you. It's just becoming very, very tight. So there's a growing number of seniors considering moving abroad and retiring abroad. And so this video is directed towards you if you're a senior and this is something that you're considering and you want to know where you can relocate with your Social Security. So specifically, this video is directed at seniors who don't have a substantial amount of money saved, don't have a 401k, and is solely relying on their Social Security income. What are your options in terms of moving abroad? Fortunately, there are many countries welcoming seniors who have this retirement income, and so you can be eligible to move there because of your age and this income. So this list is not an exhaustive list. It's only a few countries, but there are many more out there. And if you would like me to do a breakdown on a particular country, let me know in the comment section and I'm more than willing. While the cost of living depends on where you are going to be relocating, the US dollar does go pretty far in the list of countries that are mentioned. So as of 2024, the maximum Social Security benefit, which does vary based on when you started working and when you retire, but say you elect to retire in 2024 or 2025 or even 2023, and you elect to receive Social Security by the time you reach the age of 62, the maximum income that you should receive is $2,710 per month. If you wait till the full retirement age of 66 to 67, it's $3,822. So if you're 66 as of 2025 and you decide to retire, this is the max that you would be taking home. And if you wait to age 70 as of 2024, your max take home is $4,873 per month. But for the purposes of video, we are going to use the lower amount of $2,710. A person who has no pension, no inheritance, no 401k, where can you live and thrive for $2,710? Obviously, if you're married, your take home will be more, or if you're a widow, widower, essentially your income will be adjusted for that. But just say the minimum that this person looking for a place to live whose take home is $2,710. So this list pays respect to the cost of living. Specifically, I'm paying attention to affordable rent. We select places that have rent under $1,000 US. Again, this is depend on how luxurious you want to go in selecting your homes, but these countries offer options for you. If you want more luxurious, obviously you'll pay more. First on the list is Costa Rica. Costa Rica is really popular. They have 3 different types of retirement visas. The Pensionado visa, which allows a retiree to stay for 2 years initially, which can be renewed as long as you continue to meet the income requirements and spend at least 4 months in Costa Rica. The renewal times, whenever you have to renew a visa in Costa Rica, is relatively quick. Around 90 days is a turnaround to receive your renewal visa. So after 3 years with the Pensionado visa, you can apply then for permanent residency as long as you continue to meet the income requirements for the 2 years, every 2 years that you're renewing. Costa Rica also is known of having one of the easiest retirement visa process. There's several options under the Pensionado visa, which I will get to. So first, the Pensionado is the easiest visa, least restrictive, requires a monthly income of at least $1,000 US, and this can come from your pension, but Social Security or an annuity. The next option is the Rentista, which requires a monthly transfer of $2,500 US from a guaranteed source into a Costa Rican bank account. So this is an additional step if you're interested in a rentista visa. Alternatively, you can deposit 60,000 US dollars into a Costa Rican bank account, which has disbursements scheduled at $2,500 toward you per month over a 2-year period. So that's the rentista. The next visa is the inversionista visa, which requires $150,000 investment in real estate, stocks, bonds, or a Costa Rican business or something similar. Why this visa will work for a retired person with an income of $2,710 is because a 1-bedroom in San Jose, the city center, the capital city of Costa Rica, is around $600 to $740 per month. A 1-bedroom outside of San Jose is around $360, from $360 to $450. And a 2-bedroom in, say, Jaco is along the coast, closer to the beach. It's a more of a touristy area. So a 2-bedroom in that area is about $500 to $600 per month. And if you would like the option of a larger home, like a 3-bedroom house per se, let's say it would cost you around $1,300 to $1,800 per month. So with the income of $2,710, this allows a person to have flexibility because the cost of housing is relatively inexpensive and not eating up a significant amount of the person's take home. Food is relatively inexpensive in Costa Rica as well. In terms of healthcare, Costa Rica has one of the most robust, extensive healthcare systems in the world and is renowned. It outranks the United States, Canada, New Zealand. A lot of Americans and Europeans travel to Costa Rica. It's known for its healthcare and how inexpensive it is considering the quality, and is believed to be the top 20 in the world in terms of healthcare. The United Nations ranked it as the, I believe, 19 in terms of healthcare. And so it's a very significant factor for many seniors who have health issues, as well as the accommodating climate. It's close to the United States, and so it's a really desired destination for someone of retirement age. The next country is Thailand. Now, retirement visas for Thailand are available for foreigners who are at least 50 years of age. These visas are valid for only 1 year, and you cannot work, you cannot seek employment in Thailand while you have this retirement visa. So the income requirements are 1,800 USD per month. Alternatively, a person may deposit, let's say, 24,000 US dollars into a Thai bank account and also to qualify. Not in addition to the 1,800, but if a person doesn't have that income, if you have $24,000 liquid cash, you can deposit that into a Thai bank account and receive the visa. A person who's married to a Thai citizen as well may be able to receive the visa on the basis of marriage rather than retirement. Cost of living can be around $700 to $1,000 per month for rent, if depending on where the person lives in Thailand. Bangkok being a major city, obviously the cost may be significantly more, but rent in Bangkok for a typical 1-bedroom is around $500 to $600 US dollars. So the cost of living in Thailand is affordable for most expats. For example, a family of 4, if you're not of retirement age, or say you are of retirement age and there's 4 of you retiring, $2,000 will be comfortable for a family of 4 before rent. Again, rent, let's say maybe for a family of 4, it's a 3-bedroom or 4-bedroom house, will be significantly higher. Thailand has a universal health care coverage, and many Europeans actually travel to Thailand for healthcare, for cosmetic procedures. It's ranked 6th globally on the Global Health Security Index because of its affordable and robust healthcare ecosystem And in Thailand, every citizen has the right and access to preventative, curative, and palliative care. The next country is Vietnam. While Vietnam does not have a retirement visa, there are several options for those who wish to relocate and retire there. So for an American who wants to live in Thailand, the most relevant visa option is the Temporary Resident Card, or TRC, which is obtained through work permit and allows long-term stays, usually requiring a job offer from a Vietnamese company. Other options include a business visa for entrepreneurs or a dependent visa if it's a spouse or child, all of which can be applied for through the Vietnamese embassy or consulate. Now, the work visa is the most popular, most common visa in order to live in Vietnam. Most Americans will expatriate to Vietnam vis-a-vis the work visa, because the tourist visa, which can be applied to online, only allows an American to stay in Vietnam for 90 days, but it has multiple entries. Vietnam does not have a specific income requirement to obtain the tourist visa, so you can apply regardless of your income. An American can apply for visa through the Vietnamese embassy and will be approved for either 6 months or 1 year, but can only stay in the country for 3 months at a time. So this is the caveat. With this 3-month limitation, the American will have to do visa runs every 90 days, which means that American will have to leave the country for a few hours or perhaps a few days and then return to Vietnam, in which case the 90 days starts all over. This is known as a visa run. So getting an extension is costly, which is why many American expatriates use the visa run option to travel to a neighboring country, Singapore, China, and take a small vacation and to return, which is ideal for people who have the flexibility and the budget to do that and the time. Vietnam has not yet adopted a digital nomad visa for remote workers. For permanent residency, it's very difficult to get permanent residency as an American or for anyone else, any other nationality. And so as of now, there are only 4 cases for a foreigner to be considered for permanent residency. And that is 1, for foreigners who have contributed to end development and protection of Vietnam and awarded medals and titles by the Vietnamese government. 2, scientists or experts temporarily residing in Vietnam. 3, any foreigner who is sponsored by his parents, spouse, or child who is a Vietnamese citizen and has permanent residence in Vietnam. And 4, any person without nationalities who has had a temporary residence in Vietnam from 2000 or earlier, which is typically reserved for those of refugee status. In terms of healthcare, everyone in Vietnam has access to basic healthcare, and the cost and access to healthcare can range quite a bit between rural areas and cities. In urban areas, both public and private hospitals do exist, and expats tend to favor private hospitals because they're more closely matched to the standards of care that they're used to in their home countries. Most expats in Vietnam do elect to have privatized insurance while living in Vietnam, which gives you access to a better range of physicians. Most retirees choose to live in beach towns such as Nha Trang and Ba Nhat. The average cost of living when compared to American cities. Rent in Ho Chi Minh is significantly less than what it would be in an American city, with around $500 and a luxury apartment with more modern amenities can be upwards of $1,000, and this is specifically for Ho Chi Minh. Utilities around $60 to $100 per month, $11 for internet, mobile phone $3 per month. So as you can see, really cheap. What's internet in a typical US city per month? Around $100 per month, right? Utilities definitely not between $60 and $100, more into the $300, $400 range. So it's relatively less cost in Vietnam. The next country, which is off the beaten track, is Albania. Now, in Albania, U.S. citizen does not need a visa in order to enter and are allowed to stay in Albania for up to 1 year without a resident permit. Now, for pension and retirement visa purposes, a person would just need to provide proof of income of $1,343 per month transferred into an Albanian bank account. After 5 years residency, you can convert your visa into a permanent stay visa that's valid for 5 years, and that is indefinitely renewable. So the best city to live in Albania is Tirana, and it is the country's capital. It's the most urban city in Albania. Lots of jobs, education, healthcare, cultural activities, and it's still relatively affordable despite how much it offers. Now, a family of 4 can do relatively well in Albania with monthly cost around $2,426, and a single person, their monthly estimated cost can be around $700, not considering rent. Cost of living in Albania is 38% lower than the United States, and again, rent for 1 bedroom is around $700. Well, in terms of healthcare, the healthcare system in Albania is fairly effective because they have a high life expectancy. In 2023, Albania was ranked 66 in the world for health and health systems. But then again, you are in Europe, so if you need more extensive health care, it's relatively easy to travel to a neighboring country for more extensive care or for a specialist if needed. Next on the list is Portugal, which is ideal for many people. Now, Portugal offers a D7 visa, also known as a retirement visa or passive income visa, which allows an American to reside in Portugal if they have the income requirement of 870 euros per month, so less than 900 US dollars for an American. Additional amounts will be required if there's a spouse or dependents. Now, this D7 visa gives you resident permit for 2 years. That's renewable for an additional 3 years. After 5 years of residency in Portugal, you can become a permanent resident. Healthcare, Portugal ranks really high. Portugal ranks 25 in the healthcare index, and so it's known for having one of the best healthcare systems in the world. Portugal offers a healthcare system. It's a hybrid system with elective public and private healthcare services, and it's relatively affordable compared to other Western European countries. Now, in Algarve, I picked Algarve because that's one of my favorite areas. The monthly rental is around $600 to $1,200 for more luxurious apartments, while outside of Algarve, the prices can be around 450 euros to 800 euros. For a 3-bedroom apartment, rent varies from 800 to 700. So again, the more luxurious, more modern amenities will be more costly. And finally, we reach Colombia. Now, Colombia's retirement visa allows multiple re-entries into Colombia. The retirement visa is valid for 3 years, and it will lose its validity if you stay out of Colombia for more than 6 months consecutively. At the current exchange rate of 4,000 Colombian pesos to $1 US, the income requirement right now is 1,000 US dollars. So that is the minimum income requirement for the Colombian visa. Also, it requires a mental and physical fitness certificate that will prove that the applicant is of sound mind and body. So please keep this in mind. If you have any significant health issues, this is a threshold that you will have to meet, as well as a criminal background check and proof of international health insurance. Now, cost of living in Colombia is relatively cheap. Again, the US dollar is very strong, 4,000 Colombian pesos to $1 US. Let's say a person elects to live in Barranquilla, which is along the coast of Colombia. It's a tropical climate. The rent is relatively low. Some would say it's downright cheap. So a family of 4 can live comfortably in Colombia, so around $1,200 to $1,300 US. And rent will be relatively cheap, let's say around $700 in Barranquilla, the wealthy areas. So again, this is not an exhaustive list, but there's a few countries just to give you an idea if you are stressed regarding your retirement income and you know you can't make it or live comfortably as you deserve to be living in the US. There's some options out there for you. I do want to invite you to think about my Move Abroad course, which walks you through the steps that you need to be thinking about if moving abroad is something you're considering. It's not something that you should do in haste. You want to dot all your I's and cross all your T's to allow for as a smooth transition as possible. So in this course, we walk through the steps that you need to be thinking about. Which countries need to be on your radar and which countries should not be. A lot of countries are ideal or fantasized, but they may not have a residency track for you, or you may not meet the requirements in order to expatriate there. So what are those countries? And if that's a country that's on your list, what's a close second that could be something that you could get comfortable with considering? Next, we look at your assets in the United States. What do you do with those? How do you protect those? Or how do you grow those in the event you're relying on that income to fund your retirement in another country? Are you a married woman or going through a divorce? What do you do in terms of custody agreements if there's minor children involved? So we walk through all of those components. There's several components regarding moving abroad. It's not something you can do in haste. You can't just like throw all your stuff in bags and move across. For some people they can do that, but I'm of the framework that slow and steady wins the race, and you want to dot all your I's and cross your T's. So if you would like to come into this Move Abroad coaching container, you're more than welcome. The link regarding signing up, I haven't opened up the cart yet, but signing up to get information when I do open the cart will be in the description box. And if you have any comments, or if you want me to do a breakdown regarding a particular countries, or you have countries regarding, or if you have questions regarding moving abroad, feel free to leave a comment section, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.